Today, Premier Lai Ching-te paid a visit to the Legislative Yuan, where he formerly served as a legislator for 10 years. Lai addressed the members of opposition parties, assuring them that he is more than willing to accept their oversight. He promised that as Premier, he would uphold the same standards as he did during his time as Director General of the DPP Legislative Caucus.
Formerly a legislator, now President of the Executive Yuan, Premier Lai Ching-te made a return visit today to his former place of work to meet the President and Vice President of the Legislative Yuan.
I've come back home. Actually, I see the Legislative Yuan has gone through substantial changes. I had originally planned to bring some Madou pomelos as a token of goodwill and to promote the bountiful harvest in Madou this year. I was told, however, that that wasn't allowed because the President of the Executive Yuan Su Chia-chyuan has already established the practice of not accepting any gifts from anyone.
After leaving the Legislative Yuan, Lai proceeded to meet with members of the KMT Caucus. The KMT had come prepared with a sign that read, "Rule with great virtue and self-discipline," to remind Lai not to ignore the voice of the KMT.
I will lead the executive team in humbly accepting the Legislative Yuan supervision. I will require my executive team to abide by the same standards I used when I served as the director of the DPP Legislative Caucus.
Lai's last stop was none other than his home base, the DPP Party Caucus, where he was warmly welcomed by legislators.
Premier Lai is undoubtedly the premier who understands the Legislative Yuan best. He spent 12 years there. I hope that the DPP Caucus will play the role of a bridge to assist the Executive Yuan in its communication and coordination with all the parties of the Legislative Yuan.
Once, Lai was the one asking the questions as a legislator. Now as Premier, he'll have to start preparing his answers. The challenges of his new role have only just begun.